What if I told you that one of the most glamorous women in music history has been hiding a truth that even her closest friends never knew? At 79 years old, Dolly Parton has finally broken decades of silence, revealing intimate secrets about her mysterious husband, Carl Dean, secrets that completely shatter the picture the world thought it knew. From private rituals to hidden struggles, this is the part of Dolly's life she never wanted the spotlight to touch. And today, she's telling it all. Few people ever get to see the real Dolly Parton. Those were the words that ignited a wave of curiosity the moment Dolly, now 79, opened up about her famously private life with her husband, Carl Dean. For decades, fans have adored her sparkling personality, her unmatched talent, and her unwavering kindness. From her rise in the country music world to becoming a global icon, Dolly has always shone brightly in the public eye. Yet when it comes to her marriage, she has kept the door mostly closed. Most people know little about Carl Dean, the quiet man who has shared her life for nearly 6 decades, and that mystery has only added to the allure of Dolly's personal story. In a rare and heartfelt moment, Dolly chose to lift that veil just enough for the world to catch a glimpse of their life together. What she revealed was not the glamorous, whirlwind celebrity romance many might imagine. There were no flashy red carpets, no public displays of luxury, and very few social media posts. Instead, she painted a picture of a life built on small, meaningful moments, humor, and deep mutual respect. Theirs is a marriage that has thrived not on spectacle, but on understanding, compromise, and a shared love that has endured the pressures of fame for more than 50 years. Dolly described the daily rhythms that make up their life, the small quirks that make it uniquely theirs. From quiet mornings spent enjoying coffee together, to evenings filled with laughter, music, and reflection, she revealed that their happiness comes from simplicity. Despite her celebrity status, Carl has always remained her anchor, a private, steady presence who prefers to stay out of the spotlight. Dolly has often joked about their differences, saying that while she loves the stage, Carl loves the calm of home. Yet it is precisely these differences that have strengthened their bond over time, allowing each to shine in their own way while respecting the other's space and individuality. She also spoke candidly about the challenges of maintaining a private life while living so publicly. For decades, fans have been fascinated by the mystery surrounding Carl Dean. Few photographs exist, and even fewer stories. Dolly explained that this was intentional, a conscious choice to protect the sanctity of their marriage. "We've never needed the world to validate our love," she said, underscoring the idea that true intimacy is built in private, away from headlines and cameras. This honesty not only surprised fans, but also offered a poignant lesson about love, patience, and loyalty in a world often obsessed with publicity and instant gratification. What emerges from Dolly's reflections is not just a portrait of a famous woman and her husband, but a universal story of love, partnership, and devotion. Theirs is a life where humor and kindness matter more than wealth or recognition, where small daily joys outweigh grand gestures, and where respect for each other's individuality forms the foundation of decades-long happiness. In revealing these details, Dolly reminded the world that love, at its best, is quiet, steady, and enduring, far more human and relatable than any glamorous celebrity tale. For those few who now get to see the real Dolly Parton, it's a glimpse into a life that is as heartfelt and genuine as the songs that made her a legend. Dolly's rise to fame was nothing short of meteoric, fast, bright, and utterly unstoppable. From the moment she stepped onto the Nashville scene, her talent, charm, and determination set her apart, and the world quickly took notice. Every song she sang, every stage she graced, and every sparkling outfit she wore cemented her status as one of the greatest entertainers of her time. But behind that dazzling public persona, her personal life remained shrouded in mystery, and nowhere was that more evident than in her marriage to Carl Dean. Carl, in contrast, has always preferred the stillness of ordinary life. While Dolly's world was filled with spotlights, tours, and adoring fans, Carl chose privacy, quiet, and a life unburdened by fame. Their paths crossed in Nashville in a setting as simple and ordinary as it was serendipitous, a laundromat. Dolly was fresh off the bus, a young woman with dreams bigger than the city itself, hair pinned up, eyes wide with ambition, and a heart full of hope. Carl was a soft-spoken young man going about his own day, unassuming, grounded, and calm. Their meeting was not a Hollywood moment, but in its simplicity, it contained the seeds of a love story that would last decades. Dolly has often laughed when recounting that day, explaining that Carl wasn't interested in the Dolly the world would eventually know. He wasn't drawn to the glitz, glamour, or fame. He was drawn to the shy, determined girl standing there with her laundry in hand, full of dreams and ideas. It was that real, unpolished version of Dolly that captured his attention, the part of her that few would ever see. Carl saw her heart before the headlines, her courage before the concerts, and her humor before the harmonies. That initial connection, based on authenticity rather than image, laid the foundation for a bond that would endure the pressures of decades in the spotlight. What made their relationship extraordinary, Dolly explained, was the balance they created despite, or perhaps because of, their differences. Carl never tried to compete with the spotlight. In fact, he actively avoided it. While millions of fans sang her songs, cheered at her concerts, and followed her every move, Carl maintained a small, steady world that kept their life grounded. He was her quiet anchor, the one who reminded her of normalcy amid chaos, the presence she could rely on when the world demanded everything from her. Meanwhile, Dolly was the fire, the flash, the voice that could move millions, and together they found harmony. Fans were often surprised by how proudly Dolly described this contrast, how openly she embraced the differences that defined their partnership. She admitted that their marriage thrived because each played a different, complementary role. Her energy, ambition, and public persona were balanced by his calm, steady, and private nature. The world might have expected two larger-than-life personalities clashing, but instead, their differences created a life rich in love, laughter, and mutual respect. In many ways, Carl's quiet presence allowed Dolly to shine even brighter, secure in the knowledge that at the end of each day, she would return to someone who loved her simply for who she was, not for what the world expected her to be. This story, hidden for so many years, reveals not only the enduring love between Dolly and Carl, but also a timeless lesson. Sometimes, the strongest relationships are built not on similarities, but on embracing and celebrating contrasts. Together, they built a life that was steady, joyful, and deeply human, a life where fame could sparkle without overshadowing the quiet, steadfast bond at its core. One of the most unexpected details Dolly revealed about her long-lasting marriage to Carl Dean was how much physical space has contributed to keeping their bond strong. In a world where celebrity couples are often photographed holding hands at every event, sharing every meal on social media, or attending every public appearance together, Dolly and Carl took a very different approach. They understood early on that constant closeness could sometimes smother the magic of their relationship. Instead of trying to merge their worlds completely, they deliberately created a rhythm that allowed each to thrive in their own way. Dolly could chase her dreams, tour the globe, and captivate millions on stage while Carl kept their home life calm, predictable, and safe. He provided a steady sanctuary where she could recharge, grounded in the quiet, simple life he so dearly loves. Dolly even joked that Carl never felt the need to attend her concerts. He already knew the songs intimately, and in his world, there was no need to witness every fan cheering or meet every famous collaborator she worked with. While some might mistake this as indifference, Dolly was quick to clarify that it was quite the opposite. This wasn't emotional distance. It was a profound respect for each other's individuality. Carl has always valued silence, privacy, and the wide-open landscapes of Tennessee, while Dolly's world is built on stage lights, rhinestones, and endless creativity. Rather than attempting to force each other into their respective worlds, they built a bridge between them, one grounded in loyalty, understanding, and mutual admiration. This approach has allowed them to maintain a love that is enduring rather than performative. Dolly explained that some nights they barely speak at all. They simply enjoy being in each other's presence, immersed in familiar routines or peaceful evenings at home. Yet other nights, Carl surprises her in ways that still catch her off guard, even after nearly 6 decades together. His dry sense of humor, small gestures of thoughtfulness, or quiet observations can make her laugh and feel as if she's rediscovering him all over again. It's these little moments, she said, that keep their connection alive and exciting, proving that intimacy isn't measured in constant conversation or shared public appearances, but in the subtle, consistent ways partners show up for one another. Dolly emphasized that their love isn't flashy or dramatic. There are no tabloid scandals, extravagant gestures or headline-making arguments. Instead, their relationship is steady, dependable, and comforting, like a song she never gets tired of singing. This consistency has been the foundation of a marriage that has lasted longer than many people's entire adult lives, and it's a testament to the power of respect, patience, and choosing to honor each other's differences rather than force conformity. Fans might be surprised to hear that such simplicity can be the secret to a successful marriage. But for Dolly and Carl, it has been exactly that, the quiet, invisible thread that ties their hearts together. In sharing these intimate details, Dolly gives the world a rare glimpse into the private life she has carefully protected for decades. She shows that love isn't about being inseparable at every moment or living a life for public approval. True partnership, she revealed, is about understanding, giving space, and finding joy in the quiet, ordinary moments that exist away from the stage, the cameras, and the crowds. It's in this balance of closeness and space that their marriage has flourished, proving that love can be extraordinary not for its spectacle, but for its steady, enduring presence. For years, fans have speculated about Carl Dean's very existence. He has remained almost mythical in the eyes of the public, rarely photographed, almost never interviewed, and completely avoiding the spotlight that Dolly Parton has inhabited for decades. Some even joked online, asking if Carl was real or just a private fantasy in Dolly's extraordinary life. But Dolly, now 79, laughed as she confirmed once again. Not only is Carl very real, but he's also exactly the same private, steadfast man she married all those years ago. Fame has never interested him, and he has made it clear that he prefers the quiet, grounded life they've built together over the chaos of celebrity culture. Dolly shared charming, down-to-earth stories about Carl that revealed just how ordinary and wonderfully human he really is. She described him doing everyday chores around the house, grumbling good-naturedly about traffic, or insisting on completing tasks himself rather than relying on assistants or staff. While the world assumes that a woman of Dolly's stature would have every aspect of her life orchestrated and polished, Carl remains determined to keep things authentic, simple, and self-sufficient. Dolly admitted that his stubborn independence was one of the very qualities that first attracted her, the part of him that refused to be swept away by glamour, fame, or external pressures. But beyond these practical habits, the most touching detail Dolly revealed was how Carl continues to pay attention to her in deeply personal ways. Despite avoiding the public stage, he notices the little things in her life that most fans would never see. He compliments her in the same way he did when she was a young singer trying to make her way in Nashville. He observes subtle changes, her new hairstyle, the way she delivers a song differently, or a new outfit she chooses, and genuinely appreciates them. While the world often only sees Dolly in sparkling dresses and under bright lights, Carl sees her private, unfiltered self and cherishes it in ways that are quiet, intentional, and profoundly meaningful. Dolly also revealed that Carl is, surprisingly, a devoted listener to her music, but not in the way most people might think. He loves her songs, but he has no interest in the spectacle surrounding her career. Instead, he listens while working around the house, driving along Tennessee's back roads, or simply enjoying quiet moments at home. He memorizes her lyrics effortlessly, yet without the pressure or public attention that comes with stardom. His love for her music is deeply personal and intimate, not performative. Perhaps most revealing of all, Carl keeps mementos from Dolly's life that reflect his private admiration. Old photographs, letters, and ticket stubs from her earliest performances. Many of these events he never attended, yet he treasures them as evidence of her journey, a silent way of honoring her without ever stepping into the spotlight himself. What the public often interprets as distance or detachment is actually his unique way of showing love, protecting the marriage from the pressures of fame while celebrating Dolly in ways only he truly understands. In this rare glimpse behind the curtain, Dolly reminds fans that love doesn't always need to be loud, public, or dramatic to endure. Carl Dean's quiet devotion is a testament to a lifelong partnership built on respect, admiration, and a deep, unshakable connection. Toward the end of her conversation, Dolly Parton opened up about what she believes has been the true secret to keeping her marriage with Carl Dean strong for nearly 6 decades. And it wasn't anything glamorous, complicated, or tied to the trappings of fame. It wasn't perfection, grand gestures, or constant physical closeness. Instead, Dolly revealed that the foundation of their enduring love lies in independence, humor, and an unshakable sense of partnership. They don't try to mold each other into idealized versions of themselves. They don't compete or smother one another with attention. Instead, they support each other in ways that feel natural, giving space when needed while rooting for one another from whatever distance allows them to thrive. This delicate balance has enabled them to navigate not only the challenges of fame, but also the ups and downs of everyday life, all without sacrificing intimacy or love. Dolly explained that over the years, laughter has become a cornerstone of their relationship. They laugh more now than they did when they were young, when the world seemed so overwhelming and full of pressures. Life has taught them what truly matters: shared respect, understanding, and the ability to find joy in the simplest of moments. Whether it's joking over an ordinary meal, teasing each other about quirks, or finding humor in small frustrations, laughter has been a glue that keeps their connection vibrant and resilient. Carl's dry wit still surprises her, even after nearly 60 years together, and those moments continue to make their bond feel alive, spontaneous, and full of warmth. Even after decades in the public eye, Dolly continues to find inspiration in Carl. She writes songs about him, reflecting the same admiration, love, and affection that first drew her to him as a young woman. Carl, in turn, remains attentive in quiet but meaningful ways, reminding her when she's working too hard, encouraging her to slow down, and always keeping her grounded in the face of the whirlwind world around her. Their love, she emphasized, isn't loud, staged, or polished for cameras. It's honest, intimate, and deeply personal, thriving in the small gestures, shared glances, and everyday interactions that the public rarely sees. Dolly reflected on the revolutionary nature of such a relationship in a world obsessed with drama, spectacle, and constant performance. So many celebrity marriages are scrutinized, dissected, and sensationalized. Yet, in contrast, her connection with Carl has remained quiet, steady, and enduring. It's a love that doesn't need validation from anyone but the two of them. It's a partnership built on mutual trust, loyalty, and the ability to celebrate each other's individuality without feeling threatened by it. That freedom and respect have allowed their love to flourish over decades, creating a bond that many admire but few truly understand. With a warm smile, Dolly summed it up in a way that perfectly captures their lifelong philosophy. We're two old birds who figured out how to fly in our own directions without losing sight of each other. It's a simple, poetic description of a relationship that has endured not because of fireworks or grand declarations, but because of steady companionship, shared laughter, and a love that respects both closeness and independence. In telling this story, Dolly reminds the world that the most enduring love is often quiet, patient, and built on a foundation of genuine partnership rather than spectacle. Their marriage is a testament to the power of respect, humor, and the freedom to grow together while remaining true to oneself.